I am not suicidal. I do not wish to harm myself. My mental health is copacetic. If anyone attempts to convince you otherwise about me, I'm in danger.
Shalom Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of His word. And family, I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath. And once again, thank you for bringing this in with your brother this week. But family, I'm going to ask y'all a very serious question. Can you feel the finality on earth? I'm being dead serious when I ask that question. Can you feel all of this? Can you feel the closure? Can you feel it? I don't know about you, but I definitely do. You sense every last bit of it. Some of it is terrifying. Some of it is so beyond exciting, you know? But just as that scenario right there is, that's just like our Father. Because our Father, in one of his ways, he's absolutely terrible. And then in another of his ways, he is absolutely loving. But our Father is not the topic of discussion here tonight. You know who it is? We are. We are the topic of discussion. So family, this is one of those lessons where we're going to take a deep dive within. A lot of times we're usually looking out, but sometimes we gotta turn our eyes inward and look at ourselves and take a self-evaluation. And there is absolutely no better chapter in this book, our book called the Bible, to do that than in Matthew chapter 13. This is all Yahawashi speaking. We are to be following after him. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to listen to our big brother and what he instructs us to do. We are going to listen to him speak and give him all of the attention that he deserves. So I'm going to say this. Family, please open your Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha. And I'm going to say this here. If there is anything that is keeping you distracted, anything that is going to cause you to take your eyes and ears off of this word, put this away, come back to it later, because I want your full undivided attention. If you cannot give the Most High, if you cannot give Yahawashi your full undivided attention, then you are not of them. Do you understand that? When you are sitting up under the word, you give them your attention. You stop everything that you're doing and you lock eyes and ears and focus on this word, because this is what's going to determine if you make it to the kingdom or not. Self-examination, listening. Okay? Matthew chapter 13, family, here we go. The same day went Jesus out of the house and sat by the seaside. And great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat. And the whole multitude stood on the shore. So what happened here? Yahawashi was in the house. He decided he wanted to go out the house. So when he left the house, there were people already waiting for him. So he just kind of dipped. He went ahead and dipped and went on a ship just to probably go in there and collect his thoughts or whatnot. Y'all already know how a multitude of Israelites can be. Now, we're not talking about righteous Israelites here either. It didn't mention that. It didn't mention unrighteous either. But It's a multitude, so it's a mixed bag. Let's continue. Verse 3. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to make this abundantly clear to everybody. I want you paying attention. I'm going to say it again. I want you paying attention, and especially to every word that comes after this, because Yahawashi is going to break some things down. And you need to be listening and paying attention and giving him the respect, honor, glory he deserves. I'm going to read verse 3 again. And he spake many things unto them in parables. Okay, so he is not just talking to them straight laced. He's like, I have to speak to them in parables, and we're going to find out why. You realize all throughout this Bible, Yahawashi does that. You're going to find out why he does that. Saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. Now, today, we can call that person a farmer. Verse 4. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places, where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up because they had no deepness of earth. So let's break this down a little bit. So Yahawashi is saying this. For the very first example, he has some seeds in his hand, right? And that first seed, he sprinkled some down. And when he sprinkled it, some went by the wayside. Some went into the good ground, then others went onto the wayside. It didn't make it where it was supposed to go. And then he said that some fowl came down and ate those up, ate up the seeds. And then the second example, he said that he sowed some seed down, but it fell on rocks. Now, as you know, when it comes to rock is a very hard surface on top, but there's some earth under it. But the majority of those seeds went on the top. Watch this. Let's continue. Verse 6. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. So the seed was sitting on top of the rock. And remember, seed has to go into the soil where it is impacted with the water and all of the nutrients, micronutrients and everything, the things that we see and don't see. And that seed is covered, protected. It goes through the process of germination and photosynthesis, where the Most High is doing the work on that seed. Uh-oh. Verse 7, and some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. But other fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some an 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Now, do you see when this good seed is in the ground? One seed produced 100-fold, some 60, some 30, but they all produced. And this is letting you know that when that seed is nurtured, there's going to be some people that the Most High allowed to do great things. Then there's going to be some people that the Most High allows to do good things. And then there's some things that the Most High is going to allow people to just to do mediocre. But each and every last one of those things contribute to the big body. Just because it's a small part doesn't mean that it does not have sufficiency in the big body, because it does. That's the part that most people need to realize. Some people have their eyes set on what the big person is doing, that they took their eyes off of what they were supposed to be doing, and their job is now screwing up the big person's job. Stay in your lane, like we talked about last week. Verse 8, I'm gonna read this again. But other fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Now, this is when the Most High is telling you better listen, pay attention. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? So the disciples like, why are you talking to them like that? Why are you talking to them like they stupid? Watch. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Now, we got to talk about that for a second. Because there have been so many of you that have reached out to me. Some people had the understanding, some didn't, some thought they did. Some thought they did so much that they felt the need to go out and make videos and stuff to contradict what the Bible actually says. So you're reading it right here for yourself that this word, although people read it, it was not given to everybody to understand. Let me say that one more time. Although they can read the words on the page, the words were not given to everybody to understand. And it becomes very evident when people try to explain things and then you tell them to go get a precept and they can't. Watch verse 12. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even that he hath. Just that little bit. You can have a little bit of understanding, but the Most High will take it away just like that. Why? Remember, he knows our hearts. He knows what heart is good and what's not. He knows if you are going to devise this word for your own good. He knows. He knows. And that's why he's not playing with us. And this is why I tell y'all, don't play with him. Leave our Father alone. Father I am, leave him alone. Stop playing with him. You can't box with him. Regardless of what the world told you, you cannot box with our Father at all. You can't even speak to him. Somebody will understand that. Verse 13, therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not. They're able to see. Their eyes can visually see, but they don't see or understand what this word is saying. And hearing, they hear not, neither do they understand. The very same way how right now your ears can hear the words that I'm saying. You can feel, sense, and incorporate the vibration, but do you understand it? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Thank you, Chris Tucker. Can you understand? Do you understand? Just because you can hear doesn't mean that you can interpret. I truly hope you understood that. All right, let's continue. Verse 14. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Esaias. That's talking about Isaiah. Which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. So Isaiah made this very clear. First and foremost, you can see visually, but you will not understand what you're seeing. You will hear, but you will not understand what you hear. Now we have to understand this. Yahawashi is referencing the Old Testament. So what do we have to do? We got to be responsible and go find out what he was talking about. So let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 6. The book of Isaiah chapter 6, go down to verse 9 and let's see exactly what Yahawashi referenced. Let's see why Yahawashi went to the Old Testament. Because remember, the Old Testament is the New Testament concealed and the New Testament is the Old Testament revealed. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. And see ye indeed, but perceive not. Verse 10, make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and convert and be healed and convert and convert and convert. Convert from what? Being a pagan. Convert from what? Being a heathen. Convert from what? Being an African American. Being a nigger. Being everything that what the Most High did not call you. Being everything but an Israelite. Oh, let me say that again. Being everything but an Israelite. Now let's go back to Matthew chapter 13. And let's go ahead and read 14 one more time now that we got that precept. Let's get it. Matthew chapter 13, verse 14. Watch this. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. Verse 15, for this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I shall heal them. Wow. So the prophet Isaiah prophesied Yahawashi in the Old Testament. Now, wait a second, for you dumb morons out there that want to claim that Yahawashi was not a part of the Old Testament. Oh, here it is right here. Niggas are stupid sometimes, I'm telling you. Do you know people? Excuse me. Do you know niggas? They have tried to battle me on this. And all I did was keep giving them precept after precept after precept. Right here. They battled me because they felt that Yahawashi was not a part of the Old Testament. And I went ahead and bust them up every time. As a matter of fact, we did an entire lesson. And it's called Christ in the Old Testament. So for any of you who are doubting that Christ was in the Old Testament, first of all, you just saw it right here, and you can go look at that lesson. It's in the library. Let's continue. Verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Now, let's see if you understand what's going on right here. Let me read this one more time. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Let me ask some of you, do y'all understand what's happening right now? Do you have the comprehension to what Yahawashi is saying to the disciples? If not, let me help you out. He's saying to them, you're blessed because you can see and you can hear. Why is he saying that though? What did he just say about Isaiah? It's a prophet. He prophesied all the way back then. Guess what? The very same disciples that he's talking to are the prophets of old. That's why he said, I shall heal. He went ahead and put that right forth to what Isaiah said. And he is letting every last one of them right there know, y'all are the prophets of old, and you are right here with me. You have come to your fruition in this day. And your eyes and your ears are blessed because you now stand with the one that was prophesied. Verse 17. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. And he's getting ready to break it down for them. He just told them right there. That's why I said it first, so that I can confirm that's what I was talking about. Because it was them that they heard those things and didn't see. And they saw those things and didn't hear. And no, I did not make that up. I did not jumble what I just said. That I'm speaking of makes sense. Those men back then, they did not know that they were going to come back into the future as these men right now. It's right here, family. And Yahawashi just opened that up to him. Let's continue. Watch this. Verse 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. Now he's going to break it down to him. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. Let's break that down. So you've seen it. Either you've seen it in person or you've seen it on video watching these camps. They will be bringing something out to somebody, right? And all of a sudden, somebody comes from out of nowhere. Oh, no, that ain't true. Hey, look, brother, look, sister, that ain't what it mean. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And then what happens? The person that they were talking to that received that word, they now lost it because the wicked one came and took it right away. That's Satan and devils, and they came and took it. But that person was not meant for the kingdom. You know why? They saw, they heard. Next, let's continue. Verse 20. But he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon means soon, with joy receiveth it. Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. You've seen that too. A person will get into this truth. They start keeping the commandments. And then as soon as tribulation, as soon as any type of problems arise in their life, all that goes right out the window. They got to go back to what they were doing. They got to go back. Like say, for instance, if a person sold something illegal, right? And they know they weren't supposed to be selling it. And then hard times come. And they're like, you know what? Yo, I got to go back and do this hustle. I got to go back and do this hustle. Knowing that you're not supposed to be doing this hustle. When you lose faith, you lost that faith. Guess what? Kingdom is not for you. Why? You're lost. You lost. You do not have any faith. You're faithless. Because what happened? The Most High was like, all right, let me go ahead and send you a little test now. Let me see if you are able to withstand the test. And guess what? Many don't. Many are called, but few are chosen. Don't you ever forget that. All right, let's continue. Verse 22. He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. There it is again. Solidifying what it just said, what we just read before that. You hear this word, you got a joy and everything about it. But what happened? That thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Are you strong enough to withstand the brutality of keeping the commandments? Because it is brutal. Do you know why it is so brutal? Because you have to say no to everything in the world. That's brutal. Not to you, to the world. So that right there makes you evaluate your strength. Can you endure? Verse 23. But he that received seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. So you're going to have brothers and sisters in this truth to where they're going to keep the commandments. And they're going to tell others to keep the commandments. And others will. And do you know why? Because they are observing the person that told them. And they're watching them. And they see that they're serious about it. So they're like, okay, well, guess what? I don't want to disappoint this person. And I see they serious. So I got to be serious. It's called influence. That is such a term spread around so thinly because you have all of these influencers on social media. And guess what? They got so many people following them. They got so many people following them. People still doing this dumb Nicki Minaj challenge. How many people did the cinnamon challenge back in the day? Remember that? How many people did the ice bucket challenge? I got to raise my hand to that one. I did that one. I sure did. And guess what? Here we are today. Here we are today. I made it. Why? He said I was supposed to. At some point, he knew I was going to get my mind right, just like he knew at some point you were going to get your mind right too. But it takes more than just getting our minds right, because now, being that our minds are right, we have to start asking ourselves, how many other minds can we help to get right as well? Help to get right, not get right, because you don't have any control over that. The only thing that you are able to do, drop the seed and see who comes to water it. Okay, so let's continue. Verse 24, another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? So let's break this down. So he's giving another parable, and he's like, well, when the sower went to sleep, his enemy came and threw weeds, the seeds of weeds, all throughout his wheat, all throughout the wheat, the good wheat. And so what happens? Even that bad seed goes into good soil. And that good soil is going to fertilize that seed. And what's going to happen? They're all going to come up together. They're all going to come up together. So let's see what happens. Watch. Where are we? Verse 28. He said, well, hold on, time out. Let me stop for a second. Wait, hold on a second. I want to expound a little bit more on 27 because of the question. So someone asked the sower a question. They were like, hold on a second, bro. Wait a minute. Hey. What's all this? Why are all these weeds in your soil? Did you not plant good soil? What's the matter? Now let's go to verse 28. Watch this. He said unto them, an enemy have done this. The servant said unto him, wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? Y'all understand what he's saying? He's like, yo, hold on a second. Whoa. What enemy came and did this? Yo, let's go handle that real quick. You see how our brothers used to have each other's backs? He's like, yo, let's go handle that. Now, mind you, remember, this is a parable. This is how Yahawashi think. Yahawashi be like, yo, he go in the parable. Yo, let's go handle that real quick. He is a man of war, if you forgot. Verse 29. But he said, nay, meaning no, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. He's like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. No. Because if you go trying to pull them up, you might pull up some of the good as well. Do you know what this breaks down to? You arguing with people and then losing your control. Because being that you have allowed your good fruit to be shown, that other people have seen your good fruit, and then you let somebody get up under your skin, and then you lose control. And the person that saw all the good fruit in you now is tarnished because you lost control. because you allowed somebody else to take you out of the good soil. And now you done ruined that person. And guess what? Their blood is on your hands. That's why it is so important for you to not lose your cool. Don't let anyone have access to the things that make you lose control. Don't let anyone have access to you, period. Let's continue. Let's see what his response is. Verse 30, let both grow together until the harvest. Let everything mature. Let everything come to its maturity. Why? Because once everything is fully developed, you can easily spot what the tear is. Let's read that again. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So the tares, once everything is fully developed and we are all able to see the difference between everything, go and get the tare, strike them up, put them in a bundle and get ready to burn them. But everybody else, go ahead and gather them together and put them in the barn and store them in my house. Put them in my house. Put them in my house. This is Yahawashi saying, put the good ones in my house and all the bad ones, burn them. Verse 31, another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like to a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field. Now we all must know the mustard seed is the smallest seed in the world. I'm planting a seed right now, no pun intended. The mustard seed is the smallest seed in the world, but watch what it does. Verse 32, which indeed is the least of all seeds, but when it is grown, it is the greatest among herbs, and becometh a tree, so that the birds of the air come and lodge in the branches thereof. So let's break this down here a little bit further. You are just a small little seed. That mustard seed is talking about you. You have no idea of what you are able to do. You have no idea of what you are capable of. You have no idea. And do you know why you don't have any idea? Because there is a system in place that was designed to tell you that you are nothing. There is a system in place that is still in place to this day that is designed to tell you that you can't do it. And a lot of the time, it's not even from the other nations. It's from your very own people. And I dare say this, and I'll look in this camera and I'm going to say it, and I don't care who has an issue with it. A lot of you mustard seeds are sitting in camps up under some nigger that's telling you you cannot live out your potential. That's just the truth. Let's continue. Verse 32, which indeed is the least of all seeds, but when it is grown, it is the greatest among herbs and becometh a tree. You see that? Some of you out there sitting up in them camps, knowing you feel it inside of you. You know what you're supposed to do, but you let those men tell you, no, sit down because I'm great and you're not. Woo! So that the birds of the air come and lodge in the branches thereof. How many birds don't have homes because you chose to listen to some man and not live out your potential? Verse 33, another parable spake he unto them, the kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal till the whole was leavened. All these things spake Jesus unto the multitude in parables, and without a parable spake he not unto them. He said, I'm not going to talk to y'all in parable. Why? Because y'all are the prophets of old. Y'all get this. I don't have to speak this parable to you because you get it. You get it. You understand it. Watch. Verse 35. That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables. I will utter things which have been kept secret from the foundation of the world. Stop. Wow. So there are things still secret on this planet? Things that have been kept secret since the foundation of the world? So there are some things that Yahawashi did not reveal to everybody. So there are some things that is going to be revealed unto us that the world didn't even know. Really? I believe that 100%. You know why? The Bible telling us. There's some things that the world don't know. It was never meant to know until these last days. And the Father said, I'm going to open up my sons and daughters. I am going to give some information to them that I know they are going to spread with the rest of Israel because I know their hearts. They're not going to devise my secrets for their own good. Verse 36, then Jesus sent the multitude away and went into the house. And his disciples came unto him, saying, declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. So the disciples were like, all right, hold on, come on. What you talking about, man? You got to break this down for us. Tell us what you talking about. He answered and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. Yahawashi is speaking of himself. Verse 38, the field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. So you have not the children of Israel, but the children of the kingdom. Those are all of the Israelites that kept the commandments. And then the rest of the Israelites over here, that 2/3 that didn't. The wheat, the tares. The good bundle, the bundle to be burned. Verse 39, the enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. Do you see how Yahawashi did not leave anything to chance? He broke everything down. He wanted to make sure that we had the answers to everything. Verse 40, as therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. So he's going to take the tares, drop them off into what the world mistakenly calls hell. Okay? Hell and death will be thrown into the lake of fire. Okay? The lake of fire is not hell. Hell and death will be thrown into the lake of fire per scripture. This is the very same lake of fire that the tares will be thrown into as well. Okay? That's why Yahawashi said, let them all come up, let them all develop, because I want everybody to see just how wicked they truly are. Everyone will be able to see their wickedness, and then I'm going to take them and I'm going to drop them in that pit and I'm going to burn them up. Burn them up! Let's go. Here we are, verse 41. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend and them that do iniquity. All things that offend, all things that offend. He is not playing with us. He told us, anything that y'all do outside of what he told us to do, I'm going to kill you. Just like we talked about last week and the week before and the week before, I told y'all we are going to be focused on the end of this world. And it's so funny that he says this world, because if there is this world, then what is that world? Or what about that world? Or what about that world? Or what about that world? What's up with all these worlds? In my Father's house, there are many mansions. Verse 42, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath and buyeth that field. Do you see that? The Most High is making this clear. He's like, yo, hold on a second. Once you find out what this word truly is, you will know that this is all the riches in the world and you will need nothing else. So it's saying that the person, once they find out and come into this truth, they leave the world behind and everything in it. Everything in the world. They leave it behind. Nothing in the world matters to them anymore. Why? Because they now possess the riches of earth, and it's this word. It is nothing else. It's this word. As you see what this word is doing right now, it has the government going crazy, not just in America, all over the world. Do you see what this word have them doing? Verse 44. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. Why? Because he knew that that one little pearl right there was worth everything. That pearl, the diamond in the rough, is this word. This word. And you know what this word says about you, Black, Hispanic, and Native American man and woman? It says that you are the greatest thing that the Most High God has ever created. You. But this world system would tell you that you're not. This world system told you that you are nothing. It told you that you are everything other than what God told you you were, which was his child, special, peculiar, above everything on earth, above everything in existence, except Yahawashi, and of course, the Most High. Verse 48. Is that 48 where we are? No, we are at 47, excuse me. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind, which when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. So now that is a reference to the 2/3 and the other nations, because that big net is going to pick up everything. But in that net, things are going to be sorted out. Let me go through this net. Let me get the good ones. Yeah, that's all the good ones right here. Yeah. All right, let me sift it. All right, there ain't no more good ones. All right. Fire, trash. That's as simple as it gets. One goes up, the other goes down. The farthest scale of justice. Verse 49, so shall it be at the end of the world. The angel shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. He said that twice. Y'all got to understand, when the Father starts saying things over and over, he's stressing a point. He's like, yeah, this is nothing to be played with. That weeping and gnashing of teeth, I'm going to kill y'all. I'm going to kill you. Oh, it's going to hurt bad. For the rest of eternity, it's going to hurt. No, thank you. Verse 51, Jesus saith unto them, have ye understood all these things? They say unto him, yea, Lord. Then said he unto them, therefore, every scribe which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which bringeth forth out of his treasure things new and old. And it came to pass that when Jesus had finished these parables, he departed thence. And when he was come into his own country, he taught them in their synagogue, insomuch that they were astonished and said, whence hath this man this wisdom and these mighty works. So now Jesus got everybody bugged out. They're like, yo, wait a second, yo, where he come from? Who is this? Y'all know how we are as black people, you know, when something gets us going, we be like, yo, who is this? Who is this? Yo, what is all this? Come here, yo, come here, yo, come here, yo. Let me holler at you real quick. You know how we are. We know how, you know how we do. We be trying to break people down to find out their secrets. Y'all know how we do. Verse 55, is not this the carpenter's son? Stop. Hold on a second. Y'all know I'm about to act up here in a second. Hold on. Let me read this again. Is not this the carpenter's son? Not stepson. Not stepchild. Not surrogate father. Joseph's son. His biological son that he shot out of his nutsack into Mary. Just like the Bible said. This book says that every king, now Yahawashi is a king, was compacted in blood. Why? Because it was shot from a nutsack. All kings enter the world the very same way. You cannot get past the fact that Yahawashi is a biological entity of this world. Even tells you in the scriptures he did not come as one of the angels. But yet you'll have people sitting here arguing with you about it, even though it says it right here. Verse 55, let's continue. Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary? And his brother James and Joseph and Simon and Judas? And his sisters, are they not all with us? Whence then hath this man all these things? They're like, yo, hold on a second. This man has brothers and sisters. How in the world is he this knowledgeable? How is he able to do these marvelous works? Who is this man? You know what people say the same thing about? You. You have no idea who's talking about you. That's why you should always be doing the right thing. Always. Don't get caught slipping. Verse 57, and they were offended in him. But Jesus said unto them, a prophet is not without honor save in his own country and in his own house. And he did not many mighty works there because of their unbelief. Yahawashi was like, I'm not going to do no work for y'all. Why? Y'all don't believe. So what does that just eliminate right there? All of these moronic and idiotic Christians talking about Jesus came for everybody. As you just clearly saw, Jesus rejected a whole lot of people. Didn't it say it was a multitude? Let's read that last part one more time. And he did not many mighty works there because of their unbelief. Y'all gotta unlearn what Christianity taught you. Yahawashi like, I'm not dealing with you. Move. Watch out. Y'all don't believe anyway. But Christianity will have you believe that he sat there begging and pleading with people. Please, please, come here. Worship my father. Worship my father. Please, please, I beg you. I beg you. No. The hell up out of here with that. Yahawashi was like, y'all don't believe anyway. Yo, go about your business. Move. Get up out my face. Bounce. Bounce. Yeah. That's our big brother. The real one. Not that faggot. Not that little faggot ass white boy. Our big brother. The one that looked like us. Right here for you. And family, I done ran my mouth enough. Let's go ahead and sit on the power of them scriptures right there. Right there. Family, I love y'all so much. This is our Sabbath day. So you know what that means for you, right? It is time for your old beautiful self to get some rest.